There are a few key features of Plunker that I want you to know about to save you some time. First off is the Save button. I can save my Plunkers and then bookmark them or share them with other people if I want to show them something I've done or have them help troubleshoot an issue. And so once this Plunker is saved, I can take this URL and hand it out or save it or copy it into a bookmark. I could even take it to another browser, open the same Plunker, now it's running in Internet Explorer. I can also click on this button that is close to the sign in button to download my code. This will download a zip file with all of my files inside. And then I could run the application locally on my own web server, or I could add this work to an existing web application. If you have a GitHub account, you might also consider signing in to Plunker. This will make it easier to track your plunks and also collaborate and share your work with others. The left-hand pane is a list of the current files in the project. I can click an X on the far right to delete a file, so I no longer need readme.md. I'll delete that. I can also double-click a file to rename it. So I could type the new name here inside of this dialog box. And at the bottom of the list is a link to add a new file. I can add new HTML files, JavaScript files, CSS files, really any type of textual file that I want. In the middle is my editor, and I can switch between the different files just by clicking on them here. And on the right is the preview window. If you have more screen real estate and you want the preview window to be a little bit larger, you can click the little blue button here in the toolbar in the preview window. That will open up your preview in a separate window that you can size to full screen if you want. This comes in handy in a number of scenarios, including debugging, which we'll look at a bit later. And finally, a few useful features in this far right toolbar. The top button shows the preview window. That's what we're using now. The second button allows me to go out and find other libraries and third-party files that I want to add to my application. The icon with the check mark is a code linter. This can tell me about any errors or potential problems in my code. And the last button are some settings that we can configure. For example, I want to make the font size a little bit larger for the rest of this course. And I also might want to try a different theme, something like Monokai. I find the vibrant colors very pleasing. I can also change the refresh interval. This is the number of milliseconds after you've finished typing in the editor when the preview window will automatically refresh and render your work. If you find this feature annoying because of the constant updates, you can always turn off auto refresh. And then in the preview window, there is a manual refresh button here. So just click the manual refresh and you'll see how your code is behaving. And now that we know a little more about Plunker, let me also talk about just a few tips for the browser itself.